So here I am. It all started with Pokemon. I moved down here from West Virginia to North Carolina when I was a 4th grader. I didn't know anybody, and one of the first kids I met was my friend Joey France, in the 5th grade. Our moms made us hang out together. We're both sort of outcasts, smart kids in the class that didn't have a lot of other friends. Well, it's crazy because we became each other's best friends through all of high school. But it all started with Pokemon Red. You know, he was trying to figure out ways to make me feel comfortable in his house, and I wasn't used to being in social situations. Pretty much my social environment was my little brother and sister. But he got out his Game Boy and got me to start playing Pokemon. Pokemon Red, his copy. I caught some stuff, got really excited, went home, told Mom, who, tried to adapt to me the change of us moving down here, went and got me a copy. I had a Game Boy, so did my brother. My brother and I fought so much over Pokemon Red, she went and got me Pokemon Yellow and a Game Boy Color, and him a Game Boy Color and Pokemon Yellow, and I think that's sort of where it all began. The coolest thing to me is that 20 years later, I'm still playing this game. I'm excited about Sun and Moon coming out. I'm very excited because my wife, who hasn't ever really played, is going to play. And my 1-year-old little boy, who just had a Pokemon-themed birthday party, which I would like to announce. My wife claims he chose Charmander. I claim it was a Squirtle pick, but she pushed him away from Bulbasaur, which, spoiler alert, broke my heart. But it's awesome to see that that's where it's become. My whole family, my son, is getting to experience this. He has all these little Pokemon plushies, and it's awesome. But it brings me here today, why I'm passionate about it, and why I am going to rank for you my top 15 Pokemon. So Aggron, number 15. Yeah, Steel Rock. I can honestly say I've never used Aggron as like one of my party power beat the Hall of Fame teams. But he looks badass. He looks like he would like merge with like a Power Ranger Zord with a Triceratops and come into your house and beat you up in front of your kids. Aggron's pretty amazing. If you read any of his Pokédexes, he's just outrageously powerful. Very territorial, super cool. You're going to notice a trend for me. If it looks really dinosaur-like, it's probably going to be on my list. Aggron, even though it's not been on any of my teams, is one of the coolest looking Pokemon in my opinion, and it hits my number 15 spot for that reason. Gogoat. Wow. Super awesome. First off, I'm an agriculture teacher, so plants are my thing, and livestock are my things. And all of a sudden you've got a plant livestock animal? That's a win. Gogoat's awesome with the way it manipulates grass moves and powers over things with not only brute strength, but that awesome sort of synergy that grass Pokemon have. Gogoat's really cool, and I've used it in a playthrough of X and Y, and I gotta say, it's always one of my tops. If you give some of those really in-game moves down its TM terracing, it is awesome. I love him. And Gogoat is going to be a top pick of my 15. Coming in at number 14 is sort of bottom of the list, but man, this list was hard to cut down in the first place. So, Gogoat, super cool, super awesome. My wife loves goats too, by the way. She comes from a goat-raising family, like real dairy goats, French American Alpines, top of the world. And so goats are sort of a special place in our home, so that adds to it. So all that manipulates and just makes Gogoat one awesome pick here. Gyarados, number 13. I didn't even think about Gyarados. My brother is actually the one who suggested I have Gyarados on my list. I didn't even realize I used Gyarados that often. And then my brother said, have you ever realized how much you use Gyarados? And I looked back, and on 75% of my red, blue, and leaf green, and fire red playthroughs, anything Gen 1, I use Gyarados in my party. I always grab that level 5 Magikarp from the Rocket guy there right in front of Mount Moon, and that comes a painstaking level process to level 20, and then that Gyarados just sort of wrecks ship for everything through. It's awesome surfer, awesome thing. Gyarados is cool, man. It's a giant Chinese dragon of the sea. I don't know how you can get much more awesome than that. Uh, I also like big Pokemon. That's very apparent with Gyarados. I've always thought to myself I wouldn't want an itty bitty little thing. It's why I'm not a big fan of like Pikachu and some of the smaller like ones that everybody's like, OMG, I want to get a Pikachu. No, not me. I'm the big ass thick Pokemon. I'm the one who like you throw it out of a Pokemon and you're like, holy shit, how did it fit in there? That's the kind of Pokemon I like. So Gyarados is definitely there at number 13. Norvin, Dragon Flying, super cool. I was actually really disappointed with 5th Gen. There wasn't a lot of things I liked, so 6th Gen came along and I was really sort of cynical. But there was actually a lot of cool stuff. You're going to see them on the list. You've already seen Gogoat, which I thought was super cool. And so Norvin comes along, and I'm like, I love the dragons in pretty much every gen. Let's see what Norvin provides, and did not disappoint. I really love it. It has just got a really cool design, like the giant bat dragon thing. It just looks cool. Like, you can get behind it. Like, whether you're a chick who respects it, it's like really sort of feminine, the femininity of its features, and it's actually sort of got like a really unique shape to it. Or a dude, because it looks straight badass, like it would just hop off a cave side and bite your head off. Norvin looks really unique. I love the shiny Norvin a lot. It's super awesome. And I just feel like it's a home run all the way around. Good job, Nintendo. You got something right. Proud of you. Aurorus comes in at number 11. I told you I got a thing for dinosaurs. With its big, long frills and its awesome sails and that amazing, ice typing, it's just crazy. I love it. The refrigerate ability makes its normal attacks act as ice attacks, and it just makes a really cool little party edition for dropping dragons and just looking cool in general. Gen 6 really brought it with their fossil Pokemon. I've been sort of disappointed because at least one of the fossil Pokemon in every gen just looks goofy, or the pre-evolutions are goofy. But no, Gen 6 was on point. They weighed them out and they said, let's make them look like dinosaurs. And that's what we wanted. And it was awesome. So, big ups to Nintendo. You knew what you were doing. And I got to tell you, it makes me even more excited about Gen 7, thinking, who knows what's in that, what's in the hopper. We might get something even better. And that would make me so happy. Yeah, we playing with you. And so we've made it. The top 10. Now, let me go ahead and tell you about Ursaring. I had no idea I would fall in love with this Pokemon. Like, I love bears. Like, it's just sort of cool. Like, the polar bear is, like, one of my favorite animals. But I had no idea I would fall in love with Ursaring the way I did. I caught a Teddy Ursa. I leveled it up. I was like, wow, this thing is legit. Followed it all the way through, and I just fell in love with it. And that was just on my original gold playthrough. For a Gen 2 Pokemon, it was really awesome. It was one of the first ones in Gen 2 that made me be like, I can forget the original 150 every now and then. And Ursaring became that thing. I am sort of sad in the anime, it's always depicted as sort of like a bully or like a Lux or a Lumpus. I don't really enjoy that. I feel like that it is a really cool and awesome creature. But, giant killer-ass bear. What more can you ask for? Aerodactyl gets it done. That typing is great. The concept that you could get that fossil early on in the game, and by the time you get to Cinnabar in Gen 1, all of a sudden have this amazing OP Pokemon, was definitely an amazing aspect. Now, when I was young and in the 5th grade and playing through my first run-through of Red, I didn't hit that. But when I played through all my Leaf Greens and Fire Red playthroughs since, that's definitely something that hits my party. I'm always looking for that flying type Pokemon. And if I'm not using a Charizard or maybe a Pidgeot, I don't know what I use in Gen 1 as a really legitimate flyer. I mean, I use my Dragonite, but usually want to have a flyer before level 55, so Aerodactyl to the rescue, right? It's got an amazing look. The model is awesome. Like I said, I'm a sucker for dinosaur types. And this one looks like they took a dinosaur and a dragon and had some kind of sweet, sweet love baby. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. And so, it's a no-brainer for my top 10. Aerodactyl coming in. Fangs, claws, and giant wings. Let's do the thing. Gen 3 was a struggle for me. I so much enjoyed Gen 1 and Gen 2, and Gen 3 came around, and I was really struggling through it for a bit. You know, I did enjoy it very much, and I had my copy of Ruby, my brother had Sapphire, and we played through, and eventually I both had Emerald. But it was a little bit slow at the start. But one Pokemon I will say that consistently kept me happy and excited was Trico and his evolutions all the way up to Sceptile. Sceptile was awesome. It was a freaking Velociraptor mixed with the tree. That's like a win. Because, I mean, I've already told you how much I love plants, and so all of a sudden you gave me dinosaur plant. It's like the best thing I could have asked for. I mean, I literally probably couldn't have had somebody model that better for me. And it was awesome. I was really excited. I carried it straight through the Elite Four and just right into the Hall of Fame. And every time I play through now, I have to have my little itty-bitty Trico buddy that I pull all the way up to a Sceptile after the Grovyle. And you know what? If you have a connection with like that with the Pokemon, it makes this fun. It's what makes Pokemon different from other games. You make a connection with a certain one, and you just want to play with it. I mean, my little boy has a Trico plushie that he plays with all the time, and it makes me happy. Because I think to myself, man, how cool would it be if I had a Trico plushie when I was his age? I mean, I didn't get into Pokemon until the 5th grade, which was right there at the start. I mean, I'm like one of the oldest people you'll see playing Pokemon because, I mean, 20 years, I've seen it all. But it's awesome, and Trico made that connection with me, and so Sceptile comes in on this list here because it was my original Gen 3 love. And here he comes, the original Blazing Dragon, the original Billy Badass of the Sky, the Gen 1 starter that all the people wanted. Yep, that's Charizard coming in here on my list. Charizard's special. I really enjoyed him. I mean, I feel like he was a really well-made Pokemon. I think my biggest hangback and why he's not higher on my list is everyone loves Charizard. I mean, it went as far as to get 2 Mega Evolutions. Everyone will, if you ask just the lame person who's played through a few Pokemon games, Charizard's always, oh, Charizard the Dragon. I like Charizard. He's awesome. He gives you that ability to add a flyer to your group, and you don't have to, you know, handicap yourself by throwing a flyer in there. I mean, you know, you have a lot of people talk about HM slaves, but I don't like to do that. I like to have HM's ready Pokemon, and so Charizard was always awesome. He gave you a fire, which is a unique typing, with a flying. That was just great. And, you know, the fact that he looked like a friggin' dragon just added to it. I enjoy him, and I played through, but, I mean, he'll always be number 2 of the Gen 1 starters, and you're going to find out why. And he'll come into my top 10 because I enjoy him. But at the end of the day, he's always going to come behind a few of these other guys. So Charizard just missed the cut to being on my starter team.
Insanity at its finest. Firestarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to my top 6, my Hall of Fame, my team that I'm carrying through. So first up is Metagross at number 6. And I always have a special place in Metagross because, like I said, the Gen 3 playthroughs were sort of weird for me, but when I got that Beldum from Steven after I beat the game, that was just amazing. I was like, this is a cool typing. Pseudo-legendary, I don't give a crap. It's still amazing. I can stay away from the legendaries. But pseudo-legendaries, yeah, you're going to find out I use a lot of them. And Metagross is great. He looks cool. I always name them DDM70, which stands for Daniel's Death Machine, 70. 70 was my football number, so the number hits. You get a little Star Wars love in there, right? But Metagross is amazing. The model is great. It looks like a giant metal death spider robot. It's just, I couldn't have designed it any better myself. Its megaform is amazing. It looks like it flew out of, you know, the Star Wars universe to blow up, you know, the Death Star. It's amazing. Metagross is definitely there. It's going to be one of my tops always and forever, and it's hit my top 6. When you see my Hall of Fame on Alpha Sapphire, boom, Metagross, right in there on that team. And guess what? It's DDM70. Because those memories, yeah, that's what makes Pokemon, Pokemon. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Coming in at number 5 on my Hall of Fame squad, Tyrantrum. My favorite of the Gen 6s. Tyrantrum comes right in and just stole my heart. Anybody who knows me knows I love two things. I love awesome manly beards, and I love dinosaurs. Throw them both together, whoo, buddy, you got yourself a Pokemon, man. It's giant T-Rex-like form with that awesome regal white beard, and it's just so cool. Tyrantrum came right in and just giant Pokemon. It was like someone made a custom Pokemon for me. It was everything I could ever ask for. My brother likes to joke that Tyrantrum came right in and someone just asked me, hey, what would Daniel want in a Pokemon? And that was exactly what they made. Those fossil Pokemon in Gen 6, like I said with Aurorus earlier, they were just on point. That typing, super cool. The moveset, awesome. You know what? I've been on Alpha Sapphire trying to get the hidden ability Tyra to get a Tyrantrum with that Rockhead ability so that I could just make a super competitive one. I love Tyrantrum. He's super cool, and he gets it done. He has a good health set, a good attack set. He's a really all-around wonderful Pokemon. He's right in there on my attack team. I have a girl. I name her Rexy, and I love her very much. And Rexy is going to be one of the things I remember most about Pokemon moving into Gen 7. So far we got Metagross and Tyrantrum, and that's my Hall of Fame team so far. Let's see what else we get.
The name of the game.
Tyranitar, super amazing. I know I've said amazing a lot. I'm sorry. It's hard to really get into the full adjectives to describe the ways I feel about some of these things. Amazing just keeps popping out. But Tyranitar is something special. Amazing typing. One of the first pseudo-legendaries I ever used. It just came in with an awesome model. You saw that and you were like, that is a super clean and clear model. Like, it looks like a dinosaur that got raised by a rock monster. I was very impressed. And it made me really appreciate that there was some really cool stuff there in Gen 2. Larvitar was a hard evolution. You had to get our Larvitar and drag it along with, subpar moveset all the way to get that evolution. But once you did, it just wrecked everything. It ran over everything. No one wanted to fight a Tyranitar. And there's going to be people that said, oh, I could beat your team, I could do all this. Listen, any team can beat any team when you plan. But so far, we got a Metagross, a Tyrantrum, and a Tyranitar. Everyone's like, go get me the ice. Well, you got a Metagross there, man, and that steel's going to hurt. Go get me, fire. Well, I got 2 dragons there waiting on you, man. So just, you figure out what you're going to do. I'm really loving my team so far. Let's go ahead and finish this out. Wow, Dragonite. Specifically female Dragonites. Oh my goodness. Love them. I'm walking around in Pokemon Go with a Dratini right now collecting candies just so I can hope for one down the road, a long ways down the road. They're amazing. They're super awesome. Yeah, a lot of people say they look fat. My wife thinks they look fat. I think they look awesome. They're definitely got that thick body, but I don't like the little anorexic, sad-looking things, man. They're super cool. Thick, powerful. Lance's Dragonites were amazing. When Pokemon Origins came out, that episode with Lance looting the Team Rocket hideout, so cool. Dragonite is definitely one of my favorites. The ability to have flying attacks, it's super effective attack as well as special attack. It can take a hit, it can keep coming, it can learn some stuff that you're like, wow, Dragonite can learn Surf? Dragonite can learn Thunder? It's just super good, and it's so versatile. Like, you can always find a Dragonite to figure out your problem. And so, my first Dragonite I ever had was named Diana. And every time I get a female Dragonite or female Dratini, I'm naming it Diana or Diane. And it's... I remember I beat a playthrough one time of Fire Red, I think, with 2 Dragonites in my team. And they both had different moves, and one was more attack, one was more special attack. But, man, I just love them. Frawley Gator. Well, specifically Totodile coming up to Frawley Gator. I never really cared much for Crocodile in the middle. But Frawley Gator has always been my favorite Gen 2 Pokemon. I mean, I love alligators. I mean, there's lots of stories of my crazy exploits, attempting to jump on alligators when I was younger, that kind of stuff. You don't believe me? Ask my friends. They'll tell you how dumb I was. I think it was my obsession with Steve Irwin. Anyway, alligators are super cool. Crocodiles, super cool. I still love them. And Frawley Gator comes right in because it is the best of both worlds. It is a bipedal, walking, talking, crushing, destroying, super strong, awesome crocker gator thing. And hey, I approve, man. It is awesome looking. I really love the Totodile. I thought it was the cutest Gen 2 starter. Some people will argue with me, and that's okay, because we all have our opinions. That's what makes Pokemon great. But, man, Frawley Gator is got to come in as one of the best for me. And it's my number 2, and it is the linchpin of my water attack on my Hall of Fame team. My surfer, my powerhouse, and you know what? It'll get the job done. Crunch, 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 baby. Bulbasaur. The only one I didn't shoot down as an evolved form. Man, I love it. It's what got me started. It's hard to describe something that you're so passionate for, something that you love so much with your, like, video game obsessions, and not remember that first thing that really got you into it. And it was when I picked my starter, Bulbasaur. You know, he was super awesome. I remember drawing pictures of him in the sidebars of my notebooks. I remember, you know, leveling him up and getting so excited when he turned into a Venusaur, and then being the Elite Four. He was my first true obsession. The reason I love Pokemon so much today. The reason that the coolest part about all this is that my wife gets to see it with this now, and my little boy, who's 1, gets to experience something I loved so much as a child. We got him a little Bulbasaur plush, and he hugs it, and that's just cool to me. You know, my little geeklet, my little geek spawn is becoming something super awesome. And I'm excited Pokemon will be around for a long time.